every father is a superman and every mother is a superwoman, and conscious parenting is their true superpower. My name is Kamalneet Singh. I'm a mindset coach, a TEDx speaker, and curator of the series Success Principles by Successful Principles. Now, each one of you, all the parents out there, all the educators out there, all the teachers out there, everybody is working with one common thought that our kids, be it a relationship of a teacher and a child, be it a parent and a child, just about everybody wants that our kids become successful and good human beings. And that's the idea of the series, Success Principles by Successful Principles. We bring this series to you so that you, as parents, primarily can learn from the wide wisdom from different educators from different parts of the country and the world, so that you can apply it in your journey with your parents and make a difference in your life and their life. They say that right across the world, we have everything. We have a degree on manufacturing a small, tiny pin to a gigantic plane. But when it comes to parenting, there is a lot of hit and trial that we do. And I see that there is no challenge with hit and trial, but at the same time, sometimes some damage can happen if you're unconsciously raising our kids. And undoing that can be a tough task. I'm sure you all parents out there would agree with the same. And the good news is that on this series, we have different speakers as principals who come forward, who are sitting on truckloads of experience, and they share their inputs with you. So all the parents out there, I can tell you one thing for sure. You are in for a treat. Our guest on the show today is going to run you through a journey and answer a few things that will really make a difference in your parenting process. So you might want to just get a pen and a paper and make notes, because you don't want to miss on the golden nuggets. Now, as parents, you might be thinking that who do we have on the show today? Who is the guest on the show today? Our guest on the show today wears many, many, many hats. And I know that it's not easy to wear many hats, but the good news is that the guest on the show today wears very different hats and has excelled in different fields. So we have with us today Swapna Nair, madam, who is the principal of Arwachin International School, Dilshad Garden, New Delhi. Now, she's somebody who has worked with various institutions in the past, right from Mother Mary School in Mayur Vihar to DPS, Khaitan Public School. She's a member of International Executive Council of Global Inclusive Education Network. Her qualification is like a wide buffet. It's a very broad buffet. She's done her BBA. She's also done MA in English. She's done BEd. She's also done MEd. She's done certificate in guidance and counseling from MMI London. She's also done LLB. Now, she's somebody who's an experienced trainer for teachers. And as a freelancer, she's worked with various organizations and has led more than 150 workshops across the country. She's had the privilege to train for organizations like Rachna Sagar, Young Angels, Collins, Pearson, and many, many other publication houses. She's an honorary advisor to SPA. Now, when you think of SPA, let me narrate that what it is. It stands for Sports Academy Association of India. She's also holding the position of president of East Delhi Sahodaya. She's an ardent lover of environment. By the way, I love environment too, and has made an effort to plant thousands of trees, not only within the campus, but also around the campus and in public parks. She's somebody who believes in a mantra. And in terms of ideology of education, she believes that we should prepare kids for life. She's been bestowed with various awards, right from Sri Shakti Samman for contributing in the field of education and to the society at large. She's been awarded with Avantika Atal Samman for contribution in nation building, social welfare, and environment protection. Also awarded with Guru Dronacharya Award from SRM University. Also awarded with Avantika, Dr. S. Radhakrishnan Samman. Further, she has been a Grand Jury National Visionary Award at National Conclave, Agra. Awarded with Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan Award for contribution in the field of education by DPS, HRIT, and many, many more. The list is endless. Now, as I said, that she's somebody who wears many, many hats, and she's a big fan of making training something which makes a difference. She's a firm believer of trainings, and herself does many training topics, right from experiential learning to activity-based learning in classrooms, to classroom management, to POXer, to roles of a teacher in 21st century, lesson planning, methods and activities of ELT, you name it, and she has done it. Madam, it's an honor and a pleasure for us to have you on this show today. You have indeed wore many hats. It's not easy to wear so many hats. Thank you for being a part of the show. So now moving forward, I know that all the parents out there would be awaiting your inputs on various topics that we have been talking about. And you know, jitne bhi parents hain, I know that deep down within, they have one common desire, which is कि हमारे बच्चे, you know, they should become successful and good human beings. Every parent has this common desire. Now, when we talk about success, you know, it's a very broad term. You know, it can mean different things to different people. I am pretty excited to know, what does success mean to you? How would you define success in your terms?
Thank you so much, Mr. Singh, for such an introduction. I don't know whether I deserve so much that you said. Anyways, thank you so much for having me here. Success is a word which, you know, has different meanings for different people. For students, it might be getting through the examination is success, or just reaching school on time if you're being punished. Just a minute of reaching to school might be success. But for me as an adult, I would say that if I'm happy and contented with the life that I'm leading, that's success. For me, if I am happy and I'm able to spread that happiness around me, and I'm able to give an environment of happiness and peace to the people who matter, be it my teachers, be it my family, be it my students, so everybody who's a part of my family and my extended family. So if they are happy and contented, and I am able to contribute even a little bit to their happiness or their contentment in life, then I think that I would be successful. So success to me is happiness. Success to me is contentment. Success to me is understanding my limits and growing so that I don't have a lot of expectations, but whatever expectations I have, I am able to achieve that. And whatever I achieve, I'm happy with that. So that's what success means to me. And
Wonderful.
Also success has another name to it, or maybe a synonym to it, which says that if you're able to make a difference to anybody's life, your deeds, be it in terms of money, be it in terms of education, or any terms. So if you're able to make difference in somebody's life, that's also success. So if I'm able to make a little bit of difference in anybody's life who matters, so definitely I think that I'll be successful.
That's a wonderful definition coming from you. Success to you means happiness, right? So all the parents out there, if you actually see that in the past few episodes also, you would see that educators are talking about, you know, success equal to happiness. And a lot of time, you parents out there, I think, हम कहीं ना कहीं, we look at success in very different terms, but this further reinforces the point that eventually, if you're happy, that would also be a great parameter to look at success. And then I also love the idea when you spoke about, you know, when your work makes a difference and when you can make a contribution to anybody around you, be it the kids, be it teachers, be it people at large, that definitely is success. And they say that, you know, people who end up making a difference, they lead a happy life. And I think eventually that's your definition of success as well. Brilliant. So all the parents out there, the new definition is success is equal to happiness. So apne yehi dhyan rakhna hai ki, are the kids happy or not, right? I know that a lot of times, you know, back in the mind of a parent, marks show up as success. Ki achhe number aaye hain, to, you know, the kid is on the right track. But then the new definition is definitely happiness. Now, while we're talking about, you know, success, and then success can mean different things to different people. And when kids, they go out into the real world, their definitions might change, right? So what I want to really ask you is that, what do you think, what does it take for a child to be successful when he or she goes out in the real world?
That's what we have to actually teach our children, imbibe in them. And that is, you know, ability to introspect. The biggest problem that we all have is that we know everything about everybody around us, but we actually don't know ourselves. So according to me, if a child has the ability to introspect himself or herself and then come out with, what are his or her areas of, strengths and weaknesses and stuff like that, then definitely the child would have a self-satisfied life. Unless and until you're yourself satisfied with the kind of life that you're leading, nobody else can make any difference to your life. So according to me, as an educator, I really feel that I need to teach my child two skills. One is the ability to introspect, and the second thing is the ability to adapt and adopt. So in case my child knows himself or herself well, the child would be able to go out in the world and know the ways and means of adapting and adopting to the situation that comes across. See, whatever theoretical I teach in the books might not be able to help my child to adjust to situations. But anybody who adjusts to a situation, there's one mantra to it, that if you want to adjust to a particular situation, you must know yourself before you understand that situation or you understand the people around you. So if I am able to help my child with self-introspection tools, then I feel that the child would lead a self-satisfied life, which would definitely help him to adopt and adapt to the situations, whatever comes across. So that's where our children lack. That's where our children, are not able to adjust. They're not able to make decisions. They're not able to take, small little steps. This is just because they don't know what are their abilities, what are the strengths that they have. So if they know what they are capable of and they believe in themselves, then definitely they would lead a successful, happy life.
Very, very, very powerful answer. In fact, I was glued to the whole idea. And आपने एक चीज बोली शुरू में, and that was my biggest takeaway. And that's so true when you said कि हमें सबके बारे में मालूम है. We know everything about everybody, and we know everything about everything. But what we do not know is we do not know about our own self. And that's a very, very powerful pointer that you brought out. All the parents out there, अगर आप इस चीज को बहुत ध्यान से सोचोगे, when you think, give it a thought, you actually realize that we actually know a lot of other things, outside of us. But when it comes to our own self and, going inside, वहाँ कहीं ना कहीं we are lacking, right? And if our kids can get to know themselves better, I think nothing like it. So self-awareness is what you spoke about. I see that self-awareness is a key. And you also spoke about, I was just trying to pick up the initial letters. You spoke about, it's important to introspect. And you also spoke about the ability to adapt and, correct, that's what, adapt, right? Yeah, correct. So introspection, adapt and adopt, correct? So now, if our kids can learn this, it will definitely help them move forward. And you said that because theoretically, probably they would know a lot of things, but if they're not really able to adapt with the changing life, then it doesn't really make sense, right? So all the parents out there, introspection, self-awareness, adaptation, and adopting to the new ideas is the key mantra out there. Now, you tell me one thing, you meet thousands of parents. Abhi thoda sa lockdown mein shayad face-to-face interactions maybe would have gone down a bit, but then all these years, you're sitting on decades of experience. You have met so many people, so many parents. What do you think, what is it that you notice in terms of a non-supporting pattern in terms of parenting? What is your observation on that?
You mean to ask about the parents who don't support? Is that so?
So what I want to know from you is that, कुछ ऐसे patterns होते हैं parenting में which are not very supportive, those are not probably the best practices that parents are following. What have you seen on those lines?
See, over the time in last 10 years, I've noticed 10 to 15 years, I've noticed a change in the thinking pattern and attitude of the parents. So, we have read about different parenting styles. We keep reading about different parenting styles.
Correct.
However, they are very theoretical and people might not be able to relate. But what I want to tell the parents is that don't be a landscaper or don't be a referee, So the thing is that don't plan for your children. So landscaper is somebody who plans the landscape and all, and then, plans the designs, and then even the weeding and process and everything they would take up. So what they're trying to basically do is they're not allowing the child to face situations. So what they're doing is they're removing those situations from the environment so as to smoothen the journey of their children. But they fail to understand that at one point of time, you will have to leave your children, you will have to leave your kids. So at that point, if they come across such a situation, how would they handle? The sooner the better. So I am of the opinion that don't plan for your children. Don't show path to your children. Just tell them the pros and cons of following a particular path. It's up to them how to take it, and let them travel it. Let them go the way they want to go, and they will learn on their own. In any case, see, I am an ardent believer of destiny and hard work together. So I always believe that anyone who's born is destined to do something. Correct. So definitely, child would reach that stage with hard work, with your guidance, with the kind of education that we give. Of course, all these factors play a prominent role. But on the other hand, if you try to remove the things like this something called weeds in science, so it's kind of weeding when weeds when they are removed, so they are unwanted plants. So when unwanted situations come their way and you try to pluck it and throw it without even the children knowing that this was a situation that you were supposed to face. So there comes the problem, because children don't know actually what they would be facing once they're out in the world. And then they will have to be alone. You can guard them only till the time they're in school, or probably till they do the graduation. So don't be a landscaper or don't be a referee for your children, but instead walk with them, show them the way, but don't, struggle with planning for them, organizing things for them. Let them do it on their own. You are just there to facilitate with them with their resources and the information that you have. So you might act as filters, but don't try to act as traffic lights.
That's a powerful way to put it. You reminded me of 2-3 things, and I was speaking to another educator, and as a part of the episode, and I'll not name her, but she laughingly said a beautiful point on the same lines as you said. She said, हमारे बच्चे कोई निकम्मे थोड़ी ना है कि हमें सब कुछ उनके लिए करके देना है. They'll probably weave their own path. And you remind me of this quote that this is for all the parents out there. The message is that do not prepare the road for your children. Prepare your children for the road. And that's what is, dekho ye mera nahi hai, but this is coming from a seasoned educator. So all the parents out there, I'm sure you understand that while your heart goes out, ki nahi, whatever we can, we do for them. Let's do it for them. But in the whole process, unconsciously, we might raise soft children in this real hard world. We might end up raising soft children. And that's a mistake that we might be doing. And that's one thing we got to avoid. I got your message. And it's indeed a powerful message. And all the parents out there, don't think that we're being hard on you. The idea is that we understand your love. We get your love. We respect your love. Yet at the same time, too much of protection for your child might not help him or her in the long run. So, Madam, tell us that, while you have done so many of things, and I keep saying that, you wear many hats, from writing to training to managing the school to so many other things. You have seen a lot of parents and you have seen a lot of things. And from experience, what would be your top 3 ideas? What would be your top 3 suggestions to all the parents out there?
I would just like to say that be yourself, be flexible, and be appreciative. See, what happens is parents try to, show some other face to the children कि हम जब तुम्हारी उम्र के थे तो हम ऐसे थे, हम जब तुम्हारे असलियत नहीं पता. So be yourself. Tell your kids that I was also like this. I also failed in this subject, and this is how I took my decision. This is how things were for me. So tell your children the truth. Tell your children that this helps your children to accept reality. बिकॉज हर पेरेंट को मैंने कहते हुए सुना तुम्हारी उम्र के थे मैम, हम तो जब पेरेंट्स हमारे पास भी आते हैं तो दे से मैम जब हम इनकी उम्र के थे ना हम अपना सारा काम करते थे. I actually want to ask those parents that should I go to your parents back home and ask them that is this the reality? So what I really want to say is when you are with your children, be yourself. Don't try to show your children a face that you show to the world, because they are the ones who are going to follow you in the long run. So tell them what you are, what you were, and how you have achieved this that you are today. So I always share with my kids कि भाई हाँ ठीक है, मेरे भी इसमें कम नंबर आए थे, कोई बात नहीं. So this is how you tell your children that it's fine. Even if you get a little less marks in a particular grade, nobody will stop you from reaching a position that you're destined to reach with your hard work and with your understanding in the future. So be yourself and be flexible. Try to adjust to the needs of your children, to the needs of the times. हम ये नहीं कह सकते कि हम लोग 10 साल पहले मोबाइल फोन में नहीं खेलते थे, तो हम be yourself, flexible and be appreciative. हमेशा डांटने की अपॉर्चुनिटी ढूंढने की बजाय कभी appreciate करने की भी हम opportunity को ढूंढे. Why not? You did a good job. That's also something. You did this. Wow, I'm proud of you. If you 10 times you're scolding a child for something, then definitely once in a day you can always appreciate his or her efforts. This will definitely make a difference in what you say and what they take, because they know that it's not only the scolding that I'm getting or maybe the punishment that I'm getting, but on the other hand, I'm also getting the kind of appreciation that I deserve, even if it is for the little thing that the children do for you.
Correct. Which is, I've been smiling through, listening to what you said, and I was thinking of all the parents that I've had the chance to meet and see all these years. कि जब हम तुम्हारे जैसे थे ना, जब हम तुम्हारे जितने थे, this up till now has been my favorite dialogue from the conversation. जब हम तुम्हारे जितने थे, हम ये करते थे, हम वो करते थे, we would do this and we would do that, and I loved it that how do we know? And I think what you did mention about is that for all the parents out there, it's time that you probably let go of your guards and be a little more vulnerable, right? And अगर आप दिल खोल के बच्चों को बताओगे, that when I was of your age, I also did something which was probably not the right thing to be done. So they will appreciate you more for your honesty. And that's what the message that is coming to us. So ये dialogue जब आप ये dialogue मारोगे तो आपको ये conversation याद आ जाएगी, right? जब हम तुम्हारे जितने थे. So the new dialogue is जब हम तुम्हारे जितने थे, we also made a few mistakes, right? So I think, Madam, bringing that freshness of that dialogue, makes me happy that आपने बिल्कुल on point you have picked that up, right? So be yourself, you said, and support them, appreciate them. All the parents out there, हम में से कोई मौका नहीं छोड़ता. I am also a parent, by the way. कोई मौका नहीं छोड़ता कि बच्चे ने अगर कोई गलती किया तो हम फटाफट से we catch them soon. But deep down, every child desires to be appreciated. They feel hungry for appreciation, and who better than their creators can give it? So you as parents, you'll have to give a little more appreciation. So wonderful. Now, you keep seeing that times are changing, and especially last 1.5 years has been a very, very different scenario, right? And in times to come, the truth is that it will further change. Changes lage rahenge, kuch na kuch laga rahega. We'll have more changes coming in. We might have technology as support. We might have technology that move ahead. We might have a different way of working. Now, we never assumed, we never imagined that, work from home will be a situation for people. Things are happening. In your definition, with your experience, what do you think, what skills should kids learn at an early age that will kind of give them an edge when they grow up in the real life?
I really believe that there are a few life skills that we must, help the children to learn. I don't know whether I should use the word learn, but then experience. They must experience a few situations which help them to imbibe the skills on their own. You can't teach these skills to them. That's empathy, gratitude, and self-awareness. I have been always for it. And with, like you mentioned, the times had been tough in last 1.5 years. And in such tough times, people have learned that empathy and gratitude is something that would help you sail through. And this is what we've been doing through and through by calling people as Corona warriors, by appreciating their efforts. So I think that mankind has learned a lot of new lessons through this time. But then it has been a blessing in disguise. I must say that, yes, it has been tough times, but learning experiences for all of us. So I really believe that it's very important to have your children be empathetic, be gratuitous, and also be aware of themselves, which would definitely help them sail through whatever times may come.
Powerful. So the attitude of gratitude is very crucial. And while you said that, I was pondering over the conversation. You said that, not sure if they can learn these, but that reminds me of, a good 10 years into the domain. I see that, learning shayad directly ho ya indirectly ho, but when we engage our kids in a conversation, that becomes an experience. For example, so all the parents out there, if there is a certain practice that you follow, that every day, maybe in the morning or before going to the bed, I am going to share my 3 things that I am grateful for. It can be anything. It can be your job, it can be your business, it can be a great family, it can be as simple as having a domestic help at home, maybe who's supporting you with something or the other. When you say that, so kahin na kahin bachche ke dimag mein bhi, he will also think on those lines. So, madam, I think the conversations can create an experience, and the outcome of that experience, there can be a learning that can happen from it. And so gratitude, empathy, very, very crucial. Conversations will play an important role, and through which they can experience all these things. Now, I like that answer, and I think, I don't know which study was this. There was a study which said that 88% of the times we are thinking about what is it that we do not have, what are the problems that we have, what is not working well in our life, kya gadbadi hai, right? And we hardly spend about 10-12% thinking that, what is working well in our life. And if we can flip the ratio, I think life will be much more peaceful. Now, tell me one thing. I'm going to dive a little deeper into your journey, right? I've met you, I've known you for a while now, have heard about you, not only from within the school, but from a lot of people outside the school, speaking highly of you. And you've had quite a journey, right? You started and then you moved forward and you finally moved upward, and running a school as an administrator while managing so many things alongside can be a challenging journey, right? And I remember that we were having a conversation that you really worked hard and you kept moving forward. So for the audience and also for me, because I didn't ask you that right before, what is your success mantra? If you have to share your success mantra, something that helped you in moving forward and upward, what would that be?
It has always been self-belief, accepting failures. Accept if you fail, that's okay. It's not the end of the journey, so it's fine. If you fail, then you have to move on in life. And I hear from people that this is what is healthy competition. But I, as a person, I as Swapna has always believed that healthy competition is first competing against myself, to bring out the best person in me. So instead of competing with the others around me on the professional level, I have always tried to compete with myself. So what I did was, if I have done this thing today, so how can I do it better the next time I do the same thing? So I have always done that. And I think that this has been fruitful for me. And I believe that that is what healthy competition means to me. Healthy competition is not only competing with others in a positive manner in order to enhance your performance, but it's also competing against yourself to bring out the best in yourself. So that's what I've always believed. And this has always kept me internally motivated. So once I'm internally motivated, I have the self-acceptance, one, and I have a self-belief that yes, I can and I will. If I was this year, 5 years ago, and I'm here, so I think I can climb more. So that has been my belief. And I've always accepted. If I'm wrong, if I failed, I've always accepted the onus of responsibility and accountability has always been there. So I think that that works. If you have a healthy competition against yourself with a belief that you will and you can, then definitely it will help you. And surely accepting the failures is another thing which is very, very important. Unless and until I accept that it's perfectly fine, then maybe better next time. So I think it works. It worked for me.
It's very, very nice to hear that, you spoke about, I love this part, competing with my own self. Why go out when I can compete with my own self? So all the parents out there, competition has a new definition, right? Competing with our own self, maybe doing better than what we did yesterday. And, these conversations, ye crucial conversations hoti hain, but they don't happen. Imagine you as parents, if you can sit with your kids on a dining table and have this conversation with your kids. Beta, maybe you're worried about your competition or somebody in the class who you are competing with, but why don't you put that on the back burner and start competing with yourself? Because I personally feel that conversations that matter to our kids, they don't take place. I personally feel that. And I think this is a learning that is coming to you as parents from different educators, and you can put it to practice. And you spoke about self-belief and accepting failures. Now, this is my this is my big takeaway. And for all the parents out there, this can be your biggest takeaway as well. हमने अपने बच्चों को इतना ज्यादा प्राइम कर रखा है that आपको सिर्फ जीतना ही है. There is no scope to fail. There is no scope to lose. There is no scope to be left behind. कि जब बच्चा पहली बार फेल होता है, I'm not saying literally fail in terms of academics, in any attempt, whenever he loses in something, he is devastated. मैंने अपनी आंखों से कितने ही बच्चों को देखा है. And I think it's primarily because they're so tuned to the idea कि हमें सिर्फ जीतना ही है. But the truth is, madam, I'm sure you'll agree, failures will take place. That's a brutal truth. Failures will happen in some way or the other. It can be in a job, it can be in a professional career, it can be at an attempt that you're doing, it can be in a relationship, it can be at something or the other. Failures will happen. Teaching our kids to accept the failures and moving ahead is the key. And ye sari conversations kahin na kahin parents, you have to do these conversations also at home with them, because kids look up to you. Madam, I loved it. I think if it's my way someday, we'll probably celebrate failures, because that's where the maximum learning happens. Now, if you have to give a message to all the kids out there, what is your key message to all the students and kids out there?
See, children, I would just like to say that be yourself, chase your dreams with consistent efforts, without sacrificing on enjoying each blessed day in your life. Don't sacrifice on whatever you want in life, but then definitely have a goal for yourself that this is what I want to be. But then don't be, in such a haste that if I have set up this goal, I need to achieve it. Don't make your goals time bound, howsoever it might be. But then it's okay. Be flexible, be yourself, but then set goals for yourself. But still enjoy each day in your life. You should not feel that, I had these goals in mind. I kept studying. मैं तो पढ़ता रह गया, मैंने ये enjoy नहीं किया. ऐसा नहीं है. Enjoy करो, पढ़ो भी, सब कुछ करो life में, because life is, we all have seen that life is, very short-lived. It's very, very, you can't predict about it. It's unpredictable. So in that situation, enjoy each blessed day in your life. I call it blessed day. If I'm here today, so it's a blessed day for me. So I enjoy each moment of it, either with my family, with my friends. So I think that that's the key message for the kids from my side.
This applies to everybody, including the parents and probably everybody out there watching. You reminded me, आपने जैसे वो word use किया, uncertain, life is so uncertain. Just 2 days back, I happened to visit a restaurant, and वहाँ पे ना dessert section के नीचे एक, I had taken a picture. Dessert section के नीचे there was a small scenery made, and उस पे एक हाथ से लिखा हुआ एक message था, and the message said that life is uncertain, so have desserts first. So I smiled and I got a picture clicked with it. But then, the message being that enjoying every single day is equally important, because a lot of kids, a lot of human beings are fixated on the fact that जिस दिन वो गाड़ी, या जिस दिन वो job, जिस दिन वो promotion, या जिस दिन उतने marks, we don't know how life is going to unfold. So being here is equally important. So I think that this was also a spiritual message coming in, and all the parents out there, I'm sure there is a learning involved. But there's one thing that I can't hold myself not asking, which is 2-3 दिन से news में daily आ रहा, the cutoffs are out, and the colleges have released their cutoffs. And I thought I'm going to definitely ask you this. 100% is the cutout, is the cutoff. 100% for majority of the courses. And the truth is that har bacha 100 nahi la sakta. It is insane. It's not possible. What would you tell those parents who feel ki mere bacche ka to admission ho hi nahi payega because he did not score that 98, 99 on 100? What is your message for them in general?
See, I always believe that there are quite unrealistic cutoffs that have been there. And, it's always been a talk among me and my teachers, and we keep talking about it. And then I, as a parent myself, I always believe that one size doesn't fit everyone, So it's not necessary that your child needs to go to that particular career option only. So there are a lot of options available. Explore for those options. It's perfectly fine that if your child is not able to get into a particular college or do a particular course, but then there would definitely be another course that would be better for your child as per his aptitude, as per his attitude, because times have proven that it's not only the degrees that give you success. Our president, our prime minister being one of the examples. So let me tell you that there are a lot of examples where we have people who have dropped out from school, but have achieved a lot in their lives. So it's all about teaching your children how to lead a better and contented life rather than restricting them to a particular course. So that's perfectly fine if your child is not able to be a doctor or an engineer, or probably not get into a particular college. That's perfectly fine. The college that he gets into would become the best for him once he adjusts himself to that college, and definitely when he finds a place for himself in life, then definitely he would cherish the college that he gets also.
Crucial message, all the parents out there. I'm sure this must be a sigh of relief. So don't single-pointedly chase marks. Chase your kid's happiness in whatever he wants to do. There was a very powerful message. I'm glad that you shared it. All the parents out there, I would want to thank you for sparing your time to watch this episode, and I hope that you got the best of the nuggets from the same. I thoroughly enjoyed the conversation, and I have just one message for all the parents out there. It's an implementation that you will have the results coming in. So whatever you picked up, whatever you learned, whatever you resonated with, whatever touched your heart, it's time that you implement it in your journey with your kids, because it is an implementation that you will have the results. So thank you all the parents out there. I wish to see you in the next episode. Madam, it was lovely interacting with you, and you gave some brilliant answers. Some of the answers were like कि बिल्कुल मेरे सामने एक parent है वो खड़े होके बोल रहा है. हम जब तुम्हारे जितने थे, that's one thing that's my favorite dialogue from the conversation, and I look forward to many such conversations. Thank you very much.